So hello everyone, welcome to Triaright. This is back 365. Myself Sujit. So in this session, we are going to understand what is module, what is package, and what is library that's available in Python. Also, we are trying to understand what is the use case of our import keyword. Okay, because in the previous session we are already used this keyword. Then what is the functionality that available in case of our import keyword also? We are trying to use that particular thing. So first try to understand what is this module, guys. So module is nothing but it is a simple file that will be collecting, or we can say that collection of global variable and function with a extension of our .py file. Means suppose if I come to my VS Code and if I try to create a file, okay, suppose here we are just creating a file .test.py. Means in Python this will be treated like a module. So inside this module, suppose if I try to create a variable called a, now if I try to print a also it possible. As of now, every time we are just try to create a module only. Suppose inside this module, if I try to create a function, now if I try to print here, welcome to Triaright. Okay, means now if I try to run this function, every time I just need to call that. Okay, now whenever I'm saying that test.py, so in Python, this will be treated like a module. So test is a module only in case here. Now if I try to run this one also, it possible in case of our Python. Now, suppose if I'm trying to understand more about a real-time example, suppose if my requirement will be, I want to take 100 pages and each pages I just want to write some rules are there for college. Okay, suppose if I'm taking 100 blank pages and each and every blank pages have containing some rules that we are trying to write. After write, if I try to store in a somewhere to save that, we try a notebook. Means inside this notebook, if I'm trying to save all the files, or we can say that all the pages, then it will be secure, we can say that. Means there might be chance there will be some missing value also will be there. Means if you are not storing everything in a collective order, then it will be chances that missing file also. Just like that, if I'm telling in case of our Python, this will be the module will be treated like a paper and the notebook will be treated like a package only. Means if I try to create hundreds module to store each and every module, we are creating a packages only. Okay, so now we are just trying to give the theoretical point of this model, then we are trying to understand what is the use of this package. Okay, so now we are just try to write the theoretical point. So what is module? So module says that the module, okay, so here I am writing the module is a, the module is a simple Python file, okay? Simple Python file that contain collection of collection of functions and global variables. Why I'm telling global variable? Suppose now if I try to create a variable outside the function, so each and every variables will treated like a global variables only. Now if I try to create a variable inside the function, now the variables b will be treated like a local variable, but every time we are just try to take global variables and the functions. Okay, global variables and with having a .py extension. Means without .py extension we cannot say that this will be treated like a module. So as of now the test.py will be treated like a module only. Okay, then the next point, so a module, okay, so a module is a single file or files. Why I'm telling file and files? Because in the example also, if I'm taking one pages also, we can create rule. If I'm taking 100 pages also, we can create rule, guys, right? So here, if I'm trying to create a one module or 100 modules also, that are, so that are imported under imported under one import keyword. Why I am telling that import are used? Why I am telling this import? Whenever we are trying to use something from this file, suppose if I'm trying to use this function outside of this module, at that time we are trying to understand this import. So means if I try to get a one module or a modules that can be used by the help of our import keyword, and we can use. Okay, then the next point for this module will be it is a executable file. Means every time if I try to create a module, you can run that. Also, if I try to use outside of this module, we have a concept called package. Okay, so it is an executable. So it is an executable file and to organize. So guys, what is the use of this organize? Because if I try to write 100 rules, means there we need to organize, means we have need to follow some rule, means the prioritize. Okay, just like that, if I'm creating a module, suppose just see here, if I try to create a function inside this function, after I'm calling this function again, if I'm just try to create a class, it will be lacking something, like so to organize this all the module, we are trying to use the concept called our packages. Okay, so we have concept called packages. Okay, packages in Python. So this is the way we can say that we can create a module. Now, before we are trying to understand the package, now I just want to give you more about what is the use of our importing. Okay, because now my requirement will be if I try to use this module, we can create another file. Now we need to import by the help of our import keyword. Okay, first I need to tell you. Now if I'm trying to create another function, so here if I'm trying to say so main.py. Okay, so as of now here I'm just creating a main.py. If I'm trying to use this one, so here first I need to use the import. So here I need to first import. Okay, now guys, if I'm trying to run here, okay, suppose if I'm trying to run this one, it will be printing all the 10 and welcome try, right? Why? Because whenever I'm trying to import all the things, because the test is a module, means this test contain all the value and everything. Guys, just see, whenever I'm just importing, means still I'm not use that particular thing, but it will be running. But in the upcoming classes we are trying to prevent this, means whenever I am trying to importing, if I try to run this one, I don't want to print that particular thing. There will be one concept in our upcoming classes we are trying to figure out. Okay, now we are trying to understand. Now if I'm trying to importing, suppose here if I'm trying to use that particular thing, so how to use that, each and everything we are trying to see now. Okay, suppose here I want to use that function. So here how to use that function? We are just try to use the module name. So here we are trying to use test dot sample. If I try to write and if I try to write a sample, so it will be automatically tell. Now if I try to run this one, it will be printing only the function. But here it will be printing two times. Okay, forget about that as of now. Okay, only if I'm trying to overcome with that. So here I need to come and I need to comment both the things because it will be creating confusion. So guys, just see here, if I'm trying to only use this function in another module, so in that case we are trying to use this importing. Why the both the things will be coming and how to prevent in the upcoming classes we are trying to figure out. Okay, first we are trying to understand what is the use case of our importing. Okay, so guys, next concept is called our importing. Okay, what is this importing? How the importing will going to work, each and everything we are trying to see now. So guys, importing says that importing is a process of extending the property and functionality of one module into another module. Guys, just see here also. Here I am creating a module, and if I try to access all the value in another module. So here we are using this importing by the help of this import keyword. Okay, so importing can be done by two ways: by the help of our importing the module name by the all content, or you can use this specific function also. Guys, just see here. Now, if I try to use the test dot a, so here it will be not printing. Now, if I try to print this one, guys, just see here we are just trying to access this one. Now, if I'm just got this one, now if I try to print this one, it will be printing welcome Triaright and 10, because here if I try to only printing entire the test, means all the variables and function try to execute, means if I'm trying to a specific function or variable or classes also, now we are using this module name dot the variable name or the functions name. Okay, so now we are going to write the point. Okay, so what is importing? So importing is a process of extending. Okay, extending. Importing is a process of extending the properties, okay, of one module to another module by the help of, okay, by the help of import keyword. Okay. Now, importing can be achieved by using import keyword. Okay. Now, the next point, we can import the property in two ways. Okay. So, we can import the properties, okay, in two ways. Two ways. The first one, we can say that the first one will be import the entire module. Okay, means all the content if you are trying to import. Okay, now the second one will be if I try to only importing some functions and variables. So here import specific function and classes or variables. Okay, variables. So these are all about our importing. So by the help of this, we can find anything. Suppose guys, if I'm trying to create a large, okay, suppose now if I'm trying to create a calculator here. So here, so every time I just want to create a calculator, but in this means in the outside of a module, I just want to call that particular things. Okay, so here every time I just want to create some calculator function. So here we are just try to create. So every time it will be taking two argument. So here I'm taking a comma b. So every time I just want to return both the things. Okay, so a plus b. Suppose if I want to print also, it's okay. But I want to print outside the function. That's why I'm just trying to return. So here I just want to subtract. So here I am taking two variable a comma b. So here I need to return a comma b because I want to perform some operation. Then only after performing the operation, I just want to return the value to the function call. So the next one will be multiplication. So here I need to use return multiplication. So a modulus is a exponential with b. Then the next one will be if I try to find the division. So here I need to take a comma b. Then here I need to return that a modular division with b. Okay, now we are trying to use all the things but outside the function. So guys, how to use all the functionality from another module? So here we are trying to use this import keyword. So after importing, you need to give your module name. So here my module name will be test. So after that, now every time I just want to take two numbers. So here I'm taking num1. Okay, so every time I just want to take from the user input. So here I'm writing input. Okay, so input, enter the number 1. Okay, now here I just want to copy and I will be taking num2 here. Okay, so here I'm taking num2. So I just want to copy here. Okay, yeah guys, now I just want to change some here and I will be changing. So now if I try to perform some operation, means addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, Okay, so here I just want to call that particular function, but all the functions are not available in this main.py. All the functions are available in this test.py, but all the functions are imported. Okay, here. So now if I try to use that one, so first we are try to use the module name, then you need to pass dot. So after you are writing all the function that's available inside this, it will be shown. So here you need to pass all the value. Okay, so suppose if I'm trying to give them the two arguments, so positional argument I'm passing. Now if I'm trying to run this one, so it will be not performing anything. Why? I'm just trying to tell you. Guys, just see here, if I'm passing 10 and 20, guys, just see, it will be not return any value because we are just calling this, so it will be written here. So now to see the output, we are trying to print that function. So now if I try to use this, so 10 plus 20, now it will be give me 30. Okay, now again if I try to use another function, suppose here if I try to use the multiplication. Okay, now if I try to run this one, so guys just see, first it will be asking for the value. So 10 comma 20. Now it will be giving me 200. Okay, because it will be taking all the input and it will be come to this test.py module and it will be pass all the value, then perform the operation and it will be returned to my function call because we are using the return keyword. So it will be come to here and we are just trying to print this function, so it will be give me the output. Okay, so this is the way we can use our module in another function. Also guys, this is called our package also. Okay, means here we are trying to use the different package. Okay, so now we are trying to understand what is the package also. Okay, so now we are trying to understanding one more concept, then only we are trying to discuss regarding this package. So guys, just see, now as of now my module name will be very small. Okay, now if I don't want to take a large number, so in this case we have another concept called our aliasing. Okay, means if I try to write as and here if I try to write C, means here I am taking all the functionality from test module and I am storing all the things in C variables. So at that time, all the functionality are stored in place of our C. So now if I try to use any variable, any functionality, so every time I just need to use this C because everything it will be storing in our C. So now if I'm trying to use this test, it will be give me an error. Guys, just see, if I'm trying to use this test, okay, just see 10, 20. It will be give me test is not defined because we are trying to copy all the functionality into my C variables. Okay, so this is all about our aliasing that available. So now we are trying to write this aliasing. Okay, so what is aliasing, or we can say that aliasing also we can say that. Okay, so aliasing, so it is nothing but it is a process of, so it is a process of providing, it is a process of providing all the functionality, all the functionality to a variable. Okay, to a variable. Okay, at that operation, because we are only giving the aliasing for this, we can say that for this module. If I try to use another where, if I try to remove this and again all the functionality are available in this test only. So we can say that aliasing is a process of providing an alternative name for importing module or functions or classes also. Okay, so it is a process of providing all the functionality to a variable at that operation. So we can achieve aliasing by using as keyword. Okay, so we can achieve, okay, so we can achieve aliasing, or okay, so we can achieve aliasing by help of as keyword. Okay, as keywords. Okay, now aliasing change will be applicable only inside the respective module. Okay, I'm just telling you right now. If I'm trying to use this module outside of a module, every time the module name will be test only. But in this case, only if I try to use this aliasing, it's only available for this module only. If I try to creating in another function, so it will be treated like that particular module name only. Okay. Now we are trying to understand what is package. Okay, so we are already know that by the help of this page. Okay, after if you are try writing all the rule to store, or we can say that to organize, so in that case we are trying to use this package concept. So what is package? So package is nothing but it is a collection of Python modules. Means if I'm collecting n number of Python modules, then it will be treated like a package only. Okay, but this package, it will be providing all the package, but it will be additionally, it will be provide one more package that is called our double underscore init double underscore. Okay, dot py means what is the use of this double underscore dot py? It is a blank Python, means inside this file no function, no variable will be there. This is a blank Python module, which make a folder of Python module as a Python package. Means it will be possible to convert all the module into a packages only. Okay, so in the packages mainly used in our Django as a framework. Okay, whenever you are trying to understand this Django, every time whenever you are trying to create any package, every time that this double underscore init will be created. Okay, so whenever we are trying to importing entire module content to another package. Okay, now if I try to importing, then every time we are just means suppose inside this package I want a specific module only. Okay, so as of now, if I'm storing all this module, okay, so the test.py, main.py into a packages. Now, if I want only the test.py, okay, only so at that time we are trying to use from package name. So now we are trying to create a package, okay. So package is a folder only. So inside this folder, each and every module will be available. Suppose if we want a specific one, so at that time we are trying to use a concept called from. Okay, so suppose if I'm trying to use that from, first you need to give the package name. Okay, so here we are trying to use the package name. Then here you need to use your import, and here you need to provide your module name. Okay, means as of now, if I try to use a module into another module, you are trying to use this import. Now, if I'm trying to get a module from a package, so at that time, we are trying to use this from keyword also. Means by this from keyword, we are first accessing this package. After accessing this package, inside this package, which module are available, we can use. Suppose if I'm taking example, so now if I'm trying to suppose, just say just, so in Python, there will be a package called our pandas. So here, if I try to importing pandas, so here we can try import pandas. Okay, means as of now, this import pandas will be treated like a package, because this package, this pandas package, it will be a collection of different module only. Okay, from this specific, if I want, then I just want to use this importing one. Okay, so in Python, there are different packages are there: NumPy, pandas, PyTest, SciPy, PyTorch, then PyWin32. Okay, these are the different packages that are available in Python. Okay, so now we try to write the theoretical part. Okay, so I just want to remove this one. So package is a collection of, Python modules. Okay, along with double underscore init double underscore. Okay, means it will be by default, it will be coming. Okay, dot py file. Then what is the double underscore init file? Okay, double underscore init double underscore py is a blank file. Okay, it is a blank Python module which makes which make a folder of Python. Okay, so here folder folder of Python modules as a package. Means we are just taking all the modules, and if I try to use this dot double underscore dot py, so it will be treated like a package. Now if I try to, whenever I want to use importing entire module from another package, okay, now my requirement will be I want to importing a package. So at that time we are trying to use the concept called our from package name. So first we are trying to write the package name, then only here we are trying to import the module name. So as of now, we are not creating any package. That's why we can directly taking this import keyword. Okay. Now suppose if I'm trying to taking the module name from a package, so now I need to give this syntax. Okay. Now after importing this module, if I want to find some specific function, so at that time after you are accessing, now here you can use your module name dot function name. So this is all about our module and package that's available in Python. So guys, that's all for this session. In the upcoming session, we are discuss more about regarding our module and packages. So thanks for watching Triaright.